Get the channel banned today.
Well, we're waiting.
There we are.
Hey,
We're here.
I don't know. Are we?
So right before the show, I took Anima on a little tour of Bob Peak's artwork, because he's one of my favorite poster artists of all time. My favorite poster by him was for the Steve Martin, forgot her name, his ex-wife, little sex pot singer. Anyway, they did a movie called Pennies from Heaven, which was a musical slash Depression era slash drama.
Melanie
And
Griffith?
it was
Was it
no,
her?
no. Now the chick I'm talking about was in what was that? Playboy.
No. I thought you meant the one from Pennies.
It's Bernadette Peters.
Oh,
And
Bernadette.
they fell in love doing a comedy together, and she was his love interest in the comedy. They fell in love, and then they actually started a relationship. And then they made another movie together called Pennies from Heaven, which was really good. Sadly, the relationship did not last. And she's so good in that movie, and they did all their own dancing. Steve Martin learned to actually tap dance, and he would do a lot of the Fred Astaire moves. He knocked it out of the park. It was perfect, spot on dancing. If you've never seen Pennies from Heaven, I highly recommend it.
No,
But it's not a happy movie. It's not happy. It is not a happy movie. It's a depressing film about the Depression. And so, ironically.
Why do you want to do this to me then?
I don't
What
care. I see Bernadette
depressing
Peters and I have to watch it. Ah, man, that woman.
Well, Bernadette's really good in it, and but anyway, I'm trying to remember, what was the other movie she did with him? Was it The Jerk? Which one was it? I got to go to her IMDb real quick.
Is anyone else hearing the song?
It was The Jerk.
Is anyone else hearing the song, or is StreamYard screwed up somehow for me?
Well, it shouldn't be playing anything right now.
I'm not hearing anything.
Okay, I'm gonna rejoin it because it's like.
Now I heard it.
Yeah, nothing is playing right now. That's funky.
StreamYard likes to fuck with audio, you know that.
Yeah, it's weird. Nothing is playing.
It stopped. So somehow it decided I just needed to keep hearing the song.
I think it was all in your head to begin with.
No, Gary, that's you, and you never leave.
That's a possibility.
So, yeah, the other film that they did together where they met was The Jerk, which I love that movie. Now that's a comedy, but it's not the kind of comedy that Anna would like. She would not like it.
So it's silly funny then.
Oh, you mean the spy who shagged me? Yeah. Hi, Penny. Hi, Bill. Hi, Gambit. I don't think Gambit's here. I think he popped in and posted those.
No, he's here. Look.
No.
Oh, is he here?
Reason.
Okay. And let's see. Slasher Fred is here. Penny. Hi, Penny.
Hello again, Penny.
And Sailor Outlaw George Ishak is here. It's a diversified crowd. Our audience is DEI.
We are DEI.
What?
We're not.
Well,
not really.
You have a black guy, you have a woman, you have a guy from Venezuela.
Well, the black guy's not here.
Well, yeah.
I would say that the entire thing is pretty caucasoidal.
Yeah.
I hate you, Trebek.
So, hi, Bill. The first time I heard that word, it made me laugh so hard, was in Shaun of the Dead. He's a cockazoidal maniac. I'm like, what? Yes, I did. I watched it after I watched Weapons yesterday. I mean, I fast forwarded through certain parts, but the chunks that I was concerned about, I wanted to see. I watched the whole film from beginning to end. I liked it. It's a much better cut, and that's why I sent it to Martin and Anima, so we can actually do that. What
Is it?
what?
Sorry, is it different from what's on Amazon?
Yeah, this is a
Okay.
fan cut.
Oh,
It's called the Eon cut because it's made to look like an official James Bond movie with the proper opening, with the looking down the barrel, all that shit.
Mhm.
And I really did enjoy it. I always liked Never Say Never Again, but I had problems with the music. I had problems with the editing, and I really had a problem with that opening theme song playing over action. Never Say Never Again.
Well, wasn't that movie like rushed? Or I'm trying to remember. There was some issue with like one of the producers
Well, yeah,
was
legal
causing
issues.
problems.
It had to get put out. It had to get put out. Otherwise, he could lose his rights to Blofeld and Spectre. That's Kevin McClory.
Yep.
Which we will talk about here because there's a mixture of elements in this movie that are impacted heavily by the previous Bond outings. And in particular, this was the first Bond film without Harry Saltzman as part of Eon Productions. Saltzman had soured the relationship with Cubby Broccoli and got to a point where he took a loan for $40 million and then it got called on and he had to figure out how to pay it, and he didn't have the money, so he was going to sell his portion back to Cubby and his ownership of it. And Cubby said yes, figuring that he would buy it back at about a penny on the dollar. But then last minute changed his mind completely and said no, which pissed off Harry Saltzman. So Saltzman went to United Artists and sold his 50% ownership of James Bond to United Artists, which is why UA became so prominent in the Bond films from that point forward. And eventually UA was bought out by MGM. And then MGM UA was bought out by Amazon.
So we have this guy to blame for Amazon owning James Bond.
In the long run, yeah, he started the process by selling it to UA the way he did. And look, I got to tell you, Cubby told him, yeah, I'll do it, and then reneged on the agreement. And that's a shitty fucking thing to do. So he kind of set himself up. And they ended up in 3 years of legal issues between him and Harry Saltzman and between Kevin I just forgot his name, McElroy, the guy who owned Spectre. Yeah, that owned Spectre, even though he didn't create Spectre. He co-created Blofeld, but even that could be argued. And his ownership of it, he gave a license to Eon Productions for 10 years of getting to use Blofeld and Spectre. And then once that ended, he wanted everything. He became a Bond villain, and basically wanted more than they were willing to pay. And so the villain in this movie, went from being Blofeld to being whatever his fucking name is,
Stromberg.
Stromberg,
with the webbed fingers.
That's exactly what happened, Slasher Fred. Star Wars came out and started a huge hype about space movies.
Because this movie ends with a place card over the top, the end titles, just like all the other Bond films did. James Bond will be back, and later on they would change that to James Bond would be back with the name, and then later on they would just remove that completely because they didn't know what the next movie was going to be. But I thought I had that. Let me look, because I could have sworn I had a screenshot of that. Yeah, here it is. I'm uploading it to show you. So at the end of this movie, this is what was promoted for Your Eyes Only. Well, that isn't the next movie, because Star Wars came out the same year as this movie, and Cubby Broccoli saw stars and money, twinkling money, and so he decided that they should do a Star Wars themed movie, and so they did Moonraker.
Isn't this also the point where they were kind of starting to feel like irrelevant as a series? I mean, that's usually what happens where you have an established
That's
formula.
the opposite. This was the opposite of that, because here's what happened. The first film he did, Live and Let Die, good film, got a lot of attention, but this was something that was pushed by Harry Saltzman. Saltzman kept wanting Bond to be in America. He wanted American. He was the one who wanted to hire Burt Reynolds. And who's the other one I told you about, Danny, that he went after? Another American actor?
I don't remember. I'm sorry.
What,
He was
Magnum?
pushing no, it was this is back in the late 60s, going 70s. He went after Burt Reynolds was one of them, and I forget the other one. But anyway, basically, this is what was rubbing Cubby Broccoli, because Saltzman just saw this as one of the things they do, and they can do whatever. Where Cubby Broccoli was all in on making Bond films. This was something he was passionate about making. He wanted to make these movies. And so things began falling apart between, well, it was right after Diamonds Are Forever, which was what, 71. And their relations completely soured. And to the point when he got called on that loan for $40 million, basically Cubby was looking for a way of fucking him over, and ended up fucking himself over. And he lost that percentage, that other 50% ownership, to UA because of the game that he played with Saltzman. And it's not the first time somebody got pissed. I mean, people talk about that other movie, Casino Royale, that came out in the 60s. And it's like, well, that movie got made as a fuck you to Cubby Broccoli and Harry Saltzman, because they had made a promise to the filmmaker and then reneged on it. And he goes, well, fuck you, I'm going to make the movie anyway. I'm going to mock your gut. And on top of mocking your James Bond, I'm going to bring some of your actors into my movie. So he brought actors over that were in the Bond films. And it really, oh man. Yeah, it's like Cubby Broccoli and Harry Saltzman were not perfect guys, apparently. And they screwed up constantly. And there are screw-ups with this movie, too. But this was the first film where where Roger Moore was his own Bond. And it was this movie where the opening barrel scene is done differently than previously. Because basically... Barry gave Roger Moore his own theme, no guitar.
His version of the theme, you should say. It's the same theme, but it's different versions, and I like that. Every actor gets a different version of it, and it works.
Yep. So this film proceeded forward in a way. It was also the first Bond film where they used the title of a book, but they did not use the story. In fact, Ian Fleming wrote the book from the perspective of a Canadian secretary who falls in love with James Bond.
Yep.
And it's really a terrible story. It's not liked by the fans. It's a terrible, terrible fucking story. I finally got around to, I got the unabridged readers audiobook, and I'm like, oh, this is awful. Yeah, I'm so glad they didn't make this movie. And so they gutted it, and they took elements from Dr. No, Thunderball, just everything was borrowed from to make this movie. This movie was a mulligan stew of characters and plots from other films. And it worked because Roger Moore got to be his James Bond, cheeky. You got to be funny, say, funny little lines that worked. He wasn't trying to play. Yeah, he's not playing the dangerous, tough Bond. He's playing the more flip Bond.
But they show him dangerous and tough, like when he lets that guy fall from the roof by flicking his tie out of his hand.
But he does it in a good. That's the way he does it. He's holding on by his tie, and he gets the answer he wants. He goes, "Thank you," and then flips his hand through it, not pulling the tie out of the guy's hand, and the guy falls to his death. I'm like, that was funny. I loved it.
It is funny. He's a killer.
I got to tell you also, it's one of my favorite Bond films for vehicles. I loved the Lotus. That is a fucking cool little car.
He's a Bond.
And that's a story, how that ended up in the film. What?
He's Bond pool, basically.
Oh. Yeah, I got it. And that doesn't make it any better.
Well, I will tell you, the only actual Deadpool Bond was Lazenby because he broke the fourth wall.
I did not like him as much.
Really? I don't think I ever saw his movie, so I can't say.
At the end of the opening scene, after the girl steals his car to go up to the top of the beach and get it back to her car and drive off, and he's beat up the two bad guys that were trying to kidnap her or whatever, and kill him. And he stops. He goes, "Well, this never happened to the other fella." And then he looks at the camera. And I'm like, oh my God, what? Why would you do that? And this movie has a shitty moment like that too. At the end of the movie, when they're caught in bed together, him and the Russian, everybody's looking at Bond, what are you doing? I'm like, missionary, and working on good Western-Eastern relations, something like that. Very Bondistic way of speaking. And they end with a show tune version of Nobody Does It Better. It's like da 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 da. Yeah. And you expect to see a bunch of dancers coming down the stairs the way it's played. And it's just fucking awful. They shouldn't have done that.
Yeah, Hamlish had to do his thing.
I fucking hated that. I fucking hate that. And it did not age well. I think there's certain things that betray this movie, and that's one of the things that betrays it.
Yes.
And Marvin Hamlish, don't get me wrong, I like the guy, but he was absolutely a ragtime. He was into old school stuff. I mean, the biggest thing outside of doing this movie that he's remembered for is the Sting and playing The Entertainer, the song The Entertainer, for the movie The Sting. And that's pretty much it. I think he's a reasonably forgettable composer.
Oh, and originally Jones was supposed to die in this movie, but he was so liked, they actually kept him alive for the next one.
They kept him alive, so they show him fall into a tent. But originally, John Barry was supposed to score this movie. And he had tax problems. So he was not allowed to take one more job in the UK that year. And so he had to not do this movie, and that's how Hamlish got involved. Don't get me wrong, I love that theme song. It's a great song. And I heard one of the guys, because look, I'm not dissing guys like Minty or this other dude that does them, because they really do have a lot of good information on there that's not just from IMDb. but they have a tendency of reading something and thinking they don't research it to find out, well, is that true? And it's not, because the guy that I watched earlier on this said, yeah, this is one of those the first Bond films that didn't have the name of the song, the name of the film in the song. And I'm like, no, it's the first one that the title of the song isn't the same as the film, but the title of the film is in the song. It's in the second verse. And I sent it to you guys earlier. I'll read it to you. I wasn't looking, but somehow you found me. I tried to hide you from my love light, but like heaven above me, the spy who loved me is keeping all my secrets safe tonight. It's like, what a great fucking song. I'm telling you, man. I think this goes down as one of the best. Oh, Carly Simon. Like I said, she looks like a fucking human Muppet. She has such a big mouth. And, but the cool thing, and if you watch her, you actually got to see her singing it live. She's not opening her mouth very far, but her mouth is open, her teeth are showing. And what you're hearing is that resonation of her voice over the roof of her mouth coming through her teeth. It's incredible. She sings from the diaphragm the way you're supposed to. And on top of that, she has, like, Barbra Streisand has one of those big fucking mouths that really resonates well, which is why she can really bolt out of tune. Bette Midler is another one with a big ass mouth. She can do that too.
Big enough for Bond.
Or as he would say, perfect.
Just about the right size. For me, that is.
Yeah, there you go. So Bob Peak, again, I brought that up. He's the one who did this poster. It's one of my favorite Bob Peak posters. It's not my absolute favorite, but it is one of my top 5 favorite Bob Peak posters. He's also the one who did all the Star Trek movie posters, like Star Trek: The Motion Picture. He did Superman. Remember the flash of rainbow light and the Superman symbol poster and the clouds?
Yeah,
that's Bob Peak, same artist. He was an incredible airbrush artist. And by the way, this is a different Bond intro for him. He's wearing a tuxedo. Up to this point, they've all been wearing no suits. This is the first one that allowed Roger Moore to be the kind of Bond he is, wearing a tux. He's very formal. And by the way, there is a famous Star Wars character right there. Does anybody know who that blonde guy on the left is?
I know who the actor is. I keep forgetting who he played. Was he Biggs?
No.
Boba Fett?
The other guy.
No.
Boba Fett. It's Boba Fett. It's Jeremy Bulloch.
Oh, but isn't the other guy in this too? I thought I saw his name in there. I could be wrong. Move on. Forget me.
Could be.
I'm not here.
I need to mark today in my calendar. I knew
something
concerning an actor.
Let's see. Oh, here's a name I wouldn't want to fucking have. Shane Rimmer, what a name, who appeared in the original Star Wars film, was in this movie. He played Commander Carter. And even this doesn't mention that Jeremy Bulloch is in this. And Jeremy Bulloch is front and center. Why is it so out of focus? Is that me? Is it blurry for anybody else?
Yes, it's bandwidth problem.
Okay. I was afraid it was me.
It's not you, Gary. It's me.
That's right. Barbara Bach is in this. Barbara Bach is an American actress from New York. She has a very German name. By the way, here's another previous Bond actor. He was, of course,
That's
in
because
not Thunderbolt. From Russia with Love, he played the Russian member of Spectre.
if I remember
who
correctly,
gets
Bach's
burned at
father
the end
was
by
German
Bond.
and her mother Irish, something like that.
Anyway, he was in From Russia with Love. He plays one of the leaders that's trying to catch Bond in that big boat chase scene at the end, and he gets burned in it. And then he came back as Gogol. Is it Gogol or Gobel? Gogol. Yeah, General Gogol. Yeah. He is basically the Russian equivalent of M. And does anybody else catch? There's so many things here because get me XXX, Agent XXX. So you see this guy who clearly looks like Lazenby. So you're being falsely led to believe that this is going to be the opposite of Bond, XXX. But they trick you. He gets up and leaves, and she gets over and answers the call. But I want to point out that anybody who watched the series UFO should know who the fuck this guy is. Jerry Anderson's UFO. It was a TV series.
I remember it very vaguely.
It was a show they did before Space 1999. In fact, Space 1999 came from UFO. It was supposed to be the second season of UFO.
And Vin Diesel just had to steal a call sign from this woman.
Of course.
And it leads to a really funny scene. Roger Moore getting to be Roger Moore finally, being cheeky. And when she goes, but James, what was it she says, Anima?
James, I need you. So does England.
I need you. So does the Queen, or so does England.
So does England.
And yeah.
And just
and he says it in such a cheeky way, and it's funny. And then goes out and he gets chased by a bunch of Russians who aren't wearing snowsuits, but instead black with red on snow. It's like, okay, all right, look, we're not going to take it serious. This is a silly movie in many ways. Well, but it's still fun.
Well, Jaws alone.
Hold on, Sander, I have something to explain about that in a minute. I will get back to that because it is on the top of my mind. But the agent that he shoots with his what's it called, the ski pole. Mm-hmm. That's him right there. That's her boyfriend, XXX's boyfriend. She was in bed with in the opening scene with her. So he kills her lover. That's a gay word, but fuck it. That's what he is.
Well, he went out with a bang.
He kills Vin Diesel's boyfriend. God. There we go.
Well, the Bond joke for that is spare the rod, spoil the child.
Oh.
You really are pushing me.
Martine is miserable today.
It's Gary's purpose in life.
Every day.
He doesn't like.
And if you pay close attention here, guys, you will actually see an AT-AT from Empire Strikes Back.
What?
Oh my God.
I'm being facetious. Anyway, the guy that plays her XXX's boyfriend is Michael Billington, and he played Colonel Paul Foster, one of the main characters on UFO. You also have another B movie queen in this movie. Carolyn Monroe is in this. She's in a lot of horror movies. Yes. Gorgeous. This is one of the best Bond songs ever played, but this is the first James Bond intro that features the face of the actual movie star. That is Roger Moore doing these scenes.
Really, they never did with any of the other ones before?
Nope. This was the first one. By the way, Desmond Llewellyn in this movie, when he fucking first walks on, I jumped. Because he's not there. And then suddenly he's like right on Bond talking to him. And I went, oh, like, where did he come from?
That's the magic of editing.
Oh, he's a wizard. Come on.
Well, hey, Bond can have magic drying trunks. Why can't he have teleportation powers?
Yeah. And again, one thing I always want to point out, Roger Moore had to do a lot of pistol work with these movies. And he, after the military, he never wanted to touch a gun again. He just didn't want to be around them. He didn't like them.
I can understand that.
My dad was like that, and he had to join the military when he was 18 because they didn't have an alternative. They do have now. You can do social services too for a longer period. So it was like, okay, if I have to join, I will join, but I will not touch a weapon. Went back from playing the oboe to playing the clarinet, which he had learned as a boy, so he could.
Yeah, that's where they get you, though. That's where they get you. You could do, 1 to 2 years mandatory service in the military, or 14 years as a social servant.
No, it's 9 months, I think, in the military, and the social services is a little over a year. It's just a couple of months difference.
But I used to work at Walmart. If I can help it, I'm never going to a Walmart ever again.
Same with Starbucks for me. Well, they sell garbage anyway.
Yeah.
Except for
by
the
the way,
coffee. That's sometimes
again, this movie has the exact same plot as From Russia with Love, that Spectre is trying to start World War III between the Russians and the United States. The exact same plot.
They're just the definition. Sorry, go ahead.
I said by stealing submarines.
Yep. To launch missiles. ICBMs.
They're the definition
and you know
of
what?
insanity.
I've seen a few BMs.
Why?
Because the joke made itself. They're called ICBMs. ICBMs. I see them everywhere.
Please.
My
Stop.
brain is trying to kill itself because of you.
You're physically hurting me.
In the immortal words of Mr. What's his name from Simpsons? Excellent.
Mr. Burns.
See, the problem they're missing, they should have had another older lesbian and imply the sexual assault of the lead female.
Nah, I don't know.
Okay, yeah, this is the scene where suddenly, Q is like right there on him. He's not in any of these fucking scenes. And then all of a sudden he's there, and it just, I remember jumping, like, oh, because he just abruptly starts talking. And he's got that loud voice when he talks. He's not like a subtle actor. So once again, yeah, Blofeld was supposed to be the main villain, but because of the legal issues, they switched it over to this character, who I think is a less interesting villain. I don't think he's a very interesting villain at all. In this one, there he is. Suddenly he's like they're talking. Like cut there. Well, and he just like abruptly starts talking with that fucking high-pitched voice. And I'm like, Jesus Christ.
It turns out this is a video game. Q just finally loaded in.
There you go.
I think Stromberg is a little bit too weird to be really dangerous.
He's a non-playable character.
Yeah.
Non-playable character.
Yeah.
But for the lacking of a good villain, he has a great henchman with Jaws. And clearly Jaws was inspired by the movie Jaws that came out the year before.
Yeah, there apparently was it like one bad guy in one of the books that had like shiny teeth, but obviously not to where the guy would just by it. It's just that he had basically like bracers.
Well, his teeth were designed to look like gears. So
Yeah.
instead of being like this, they went in between like that.
Yeah, they didn't want to go pointy because that would have hurt him. I mean, the teeth hurt him anyway. He could only wear them for a couple of minutes.
Yeah, it
then he had
caused
to
him
take them out.
agony.
But at least they made sure he couldn't get hurt on them by them being pointy.
Bill is quartermaster.
Yeah, quartermaster. The quartermaster corps, in fact, it's the Q department, quartermaster corps.
Triple X says his name,
wait,
though.
I'm sorry. Hold on. Well, we don't know, Bill. Sorry. You can give the answer. I just realized he asked because he wanted to tell us. Oh, maybe he didn't. Okay. I thought he was like wanting to share some knowledge, lay down some knowledge. Frederick Gray is introduced the first time here, and he became a staple for 10 subsequent Bonds all the way through Living Daylights. That's correct. He did. And by the way, the director after this one would go on to direct all the way through the Timothy Dalton films. Now, this is the scene that inspired the infamous shark scene in Team America. But when you go back and watch this scene makes zero fucking sense to me. Dude. Because his intention is to kill them. And I understand that he wants to make it look like an accident, but if they're eaten by sharks, that'll still look like an accident.
What's the fixation with Bond villains and sharks? I mean, we have seen
I don't know,
already
sharks with freaking lasers on their head. Yeah.
3 movies in which they keep sharks only to kill people they don't like. What the fuck?
I told you this movie is a mishmash of all the previous Bond films. And in fact, there are elements from Moonraker, the book, in this too. This is the first Bond film that did not have any elements from the book from which they used the title. And Ian Fleming wanted it that way because when he sold the rights to this book, he did not sell the rights to the book itself. He sold the rights to the title.
Now, but Fleming eventually fed Felix to a fucking shark again.
He didn't let him die, though. He wanted him to be just alive.
Well, I will tell you, that happened in Live and Let Die. Because that's what happened in Live and Let Die. Is he got fed to sharks, and he ended up becoming a private detective after that because he lost his job in the CIA. Because he lost part of his arm. Yeah, he lost from here up, and he lost, I think, from below the knee. It was a below the knee amputation. Oh, too early in the show, man. Come back later.
Yeah, at least wait until the second hour, dude.
No, I'm going to give it to him.
I've got 5 terrorists going southeast on Bakalakadaka Street.
Nobody does it better.
Do you know why she had to die? That fucking hairstyle is why she had to die.
Yeah. I really like, and I never caught it watching the movie, and I watched this multiple times with my dad and then with Gary yesterday. And in one of the making of videos or things you didn't know, you can actually see a hand in the shark pool. Her hand.
Yes.
On the ground. I never caught that. I'm like, oh, that's dark.
And there are fishes nibbling on it. And Bond sees it and it's like, oh.
Bond looks right at it. Yeah. Makes mental note of it, but doesn't react to it. He just notices it.
I thought he just notices the shark.
This is an image. This is an image. This is an image straight used later in Team America when he drops Hans Bricks into the
Hans Bricks.
Step this to the left.
Boras. You're busting my Boras.
When you get that Hans Bricks.
No, this whole scene between the shark and the helicopter and shit, I really felt an emotional connection with Scott Evil. Just get a gun and shoot him.
Just shoot him. You just don't get it, do you?
Aren't you even going to watch them die? No, I'm just going to presume it went on to plan.
I fucking love that shit, dude. I really, really fucking do. What was I going to say? Oh, the director of photography, cinematographer of this movie is Claude Renoir, and he began. He I believe it was glaucoma, but he had a disease of the eyes, and he was slowly losing his vision. And this was pretty much it for him. This was the end of his career. And in the middle of shooting this film, they had built the largest studio in the world for this movie to house his little sub bay that's inside that giant tanker ship. And they built the James Bond Eon studio.
007 studio,
building.
yeah.
The 007 studio, just for this fucking movie.
It's been used in so many movies since, though.
Well, Superman was one of the first ones to use it.
Yep.
And
Tomb Raider.
Outside of this movie, the first one to use it, as I recall, was Superman, because they came out relatively close together within months. By the way, when they saw that come up out of the water?
The challenge of the Super Friends.
There you go. The Legion of Doom.
The Legion of Doom. You need to say it that way.
I'm like, how did they not get sued for that?
Yeah.
They have a lot more money than Super Friends. That's how.
Right there in particular. That's the fucking Legion of Doom.
Yep.
Meanwhile, at the Legion of Doom.
Meanwhile. By the way, voiced by Ted Baxter. I'm sorry, not Ted Baxter, Ted Knight. Yeah, Ted Knight played Ted Baxter. Yeah, they did not know what to do with this character. That's what would happen.
Grundy wants pants too.
Okay.
There you go.
Oh.
This is it.
Pants.
Oh.
Gigantic
look how
studio.
big it is.
And you don't even see everything, like it goes on the left side.
It is
And
basically the
007.
size of a. It is the size of a Zeppelin hangar.
Oh, the
Yeah, it's fucking
humanity.
huge.
Is it coming back up? What is going on?
I think Martine and I are both trying to edit.
No.
Because it says that it was on screen and it wasn't
I'm
showing
doing
up.
nothing.
There's at least
I clicked once and it went back to add to stage. That was weird.
What I would recommend if you do want one, though, is I'm certain that there's a 3D artist out there that's done this. I would be shocked if there isn't one. The way that they did this, Derek Meddings, by the way, again, another guy from the Jerry Anderson universe. Derek Meddings really knocked out. John Steers did a lot of stuff for the miniatures, but this was Derek Meddings' work. His miniatures on this were some of the best. No, she met him doing the movie Caveman, which came out in 1980. And so it's like 3 years later after this, 3-4 years later. And when they met, and they fell in love and got married very quickly. They both were falling down drunk, abusers of booze and drugs. They got clean together and are still married to this day. Devout
and sober.
They are devout to one another. It's amazing, their relationship.
It's so nice.
And by the way, they've made 2 really good drummers. And I got to tell you, the boy that played for Van Halen, holy shit, that kid is 1,000 times better than his dad. And I love Ringo's drumming. He could drum circles around his pop. Now, for this character, this is an interesting character. he's somebody from James Bond's past. They went to college at Cambridge together. And that's how they know each other. I had the Lotus too.
Me too.
I had that too.
But I have the little one, not the medium size that could transform and shoot the torpedoes. Oh, I wanted that car so bad. Which, by the way, is the only thing I like about this movie.
The Lotus?
Yeah.
Do you
Yeah,
know why
this
it's
car-
in there?
What?
Marketing.
Do you know why it's in there? Yeah, no. Lotus wasn't very known then, but they were looking for a Bond car, and I think owner of the company.
Hold on,
Lotus?
honey. Hold on. Go back and start this again, because I want you to go, because he had been trying to meet them and he couldn't get a meeting with them. So
Because Lotus wasn't very well known, yeah.
It wasn't known at all to
what
them.
he did is, yeah, it wasn't very famous car brand. So what he did is he found out where they had lunch and just drove by there, parked his car, went into a building he had no business to do in, left a couple of hours later, and then just drove away.
And a crowd built around the
Yeah.
car.
But because the car wasn't very popular, and he had covered the logo, so nobody knew what car is this. So
It's beautiful. I love the Lotus.
I love that car too. That, and before that one, I loved the TR7. It was another one of my favorite cars. But I pause here for a reason, because there is a Facebook page where people go on pilgrimages around the world to visit locales from movies. And this one guy went to every location in Egypt in this movie. And it's really one of my favorite Facebook pages. And I love those photos that guy took.
I admire the dedication of these people.
Oh,
what they created was they created 3 hollow models. And the 3 hollow models, one was designed for the wheels to go in. The other one was created to have the plastic hatch closed. And then the third one, there are a total of 4 though, but 3 were hollow. Okay. And the third one had the fins extend. They created 3 separate vehicles for a few seconds on screen of that transformation. Those are 3 cars, and then the 4th one is when it's in full sub mode, and
it's an actual submarine.
Yeah,
they
it's
took an
fucking
empty, like chassis, no, not chassis, the empty hull, and built a submarine in there. It's so cool.
Now this is confusing because she yells no right before the assassin shoots, and it's like, what is she yelling no for? She's clearly in on it. I was so confused by this.
No, I think she's
very dramatic voice.
Hold on, I think she's in on distracting him. She doesn't know that she's a distraction, so he can be shot. I think that is what shocks her when she sees the gun.
So what? You're not going to put between yourself, between a bullet and a target, because moral.
No, because he did that. He did that.
He did that.
Bond,
yeah, he
this
has
is
a
the
human
second
shield.
time.
Yeah.
This is the second time a Bond actor grabbed the female and put them between him and danger. First one was Sean Connery, and this is the second time.
Sander, no, he doesn't. She wasn't saying no to Bond. She wasn't saying no to the guy who was about to shoot Bond.
I don't think he started out as a comedic villain. I think that they made certain choices that are weird because they show us this guy, and he's fucking scary. He likes hurting and killing people.
Yeah.
He
I don't
derives
know.
pleasure from it. He slowly goes in for the bite.
No, this is a caricature. I'm sorry.
And
that guy's caricature.
Hold on, but he's played dark. And then all of a sudden, when we're in Egypt, and he attacks him and her out there at the ruins, and all of a sudden he's like doing shit for comedy. And like he picks up the boulder and then drops it on his own foot. It's just
that was stupid. Yeah.
It's slapstick and it's like really weird. And I think some of them might have been pickup shots that were done after people were already having a reaction to him at the studio. There it is, the tie scene. This is so fucking cool.
If you say so.
I love this because he just gets the answer he wants, and then he flips his fucking tie out of his hand and then straightens it up and fucking perfect Bond moment. Lets him fucking die.
Yeah, and another great one-liner. What a helpful chap.
But I will say that I consider Jaws
I love that.
one of the better henchmen. He's not a Bond. I don't consider him a great Bond villain because he's not. He's not a villain. He's a henchman. But I pause here for a reason too, because they tried to shoot this scene and they couldn't get it to work. And again, this is the mastery of fucking Derek Meddings. And I'll be damned if I can tell where the line is. But the pyramids lit in the background and the top of that Sphinx, the head, are miniatures.
Because they couldn't get the
Get
lighting
out of
right
here.
on the real ones. Yeah. They wanted the real ones, but they couldn't figure out the lighting.
They couldn't. The lighting wouldn't work. That the camera didn't pick them up.
Dude, they fooled me completely. I thought those were the real pyramid.
Me too. I thought they were too. And come to find out, boy, oh boy. And the sources I use, I trust them implicitly. And while we're doing that, I'm going to go ahead and talk about. I am close friends with Paul Twining over there on Heavy Spoilers. We've known each other for years, and he may be joining us for our final Bond episode. And what we'll do when he joins us is I'm going to let him do a summary of all the Bond films up to this moment. Give him free reign. Talk about what he wants. So I love watching his videos on the making of Bond films. And there's another little gentleman. So let me pull these up real quick because I am just shocked at because if you want to know what he's watching, I'm in the wrong fucking folder, dumbass. Here we go. This is who Heavy Spoilers goes to see when he wants to watch informative videos on James Bond. Right there.
Yeah, that's a fun channel.
And I shared it in the our group here. So where's it at, Martin? Did you copy it?
Oh.
No, you didn't. I put it in the group for us to share later.
In the group? Facebook?
Our manager group. Never mind. Fuck it. I got it.
Okay.
All right, here we go, guys. I'm going to put it in the public chat. No worries. I'm going to put it in the private chat too, so you can post it later. Because my buddy Paul doesn't have a video on this movie. So this is the guy I go to. Calvin Dyson is fucking incredible. And like I said, Paul from Heavy Spoilers goes to this guy and he's had him on. Paul's had him on his channel to talk about James Bond. And this guy is just like a walking human encyclopedia of Bond information. Like Keith is, and I thought I was, but I think basically Keith has one half of the information, I have the other half. And this guy has all of it. This guy's really good. He's a limey prick. And I like that.
And he didn't do his research about the title not being in the song. That was bullshit.
Oh,
he said that.
Yeah. I'm like, yes, it is in the song.
It is.
Are you using Keith as in the joke between me and my brother? We know everything.
You know Calvin? Fuck yeah. Introduce me to this guy. I want to fucking meet this guy. I like this guy. I love his fucking videos. Because he'd be another one to bring on that last episode. Because that's the movie we're going to be talking about right there. No Time to Die.
He said YouTube pal though, Gary. That doesn't necessarily mean he knows him in real life.
Oh, gotcha. I got you. Never mind.
Keith is our token Bond guy.
And he's never here for Saturdays, sadly.
Again, I just posted the link in the chat. Go check this guy's channel out. Subscribe to him. I highly recommend this guy. He knows his fucking Bond when it comes to the movies. And he knows a lot about the books too. And I think it's important to know the books and to really appreciate it, because this is the first Bond film to not be based off of the book. Nothing from the book is in this movie, and nothing in this movie is from the book other than the title. So that guy is great. And I'm telling you, also, this was the video that I really wanted Anima to watch with me, because I really do love. And by the way, he's not the one that got that information wrong. It's the other guy that got it wrong. The other video we watched. This guy didn't.
I thought it was him.
Yeah. No. He left out a couple of things that I know, and it's okay, because this guy's knowledge fucking far outweighs mine. That's the video he has. It's The Spy Who Loved Me in-depth movie review. If you look that up, this will pop up. So if you do that search. But again, I was shocked to learn from multiple sources that this was a visual effect. Well, practical visual effect. Done practically. It was a miniature. And what I'm assuming they did is they treated the miniature like a matte painting in the foreground. And the actor, Roger Moore, walks past it. Because you'll notice his head never goes past the base of the Sphinx.
Yeah, once you see that, you cannot unsee it.
It's pretty good, though.
Yes,
My problem with that movie is I dislike the Deadpool breaking the fourth wall scene a lot. I love Telly Savalas. I hated him as Blofeld. I also thought it was confusing that they act like this is the first time they've ever met. And it's an ongoing storyline with Bond. And it's just weird. But it is a very dark film. And it is not the first film to insinuate that Bond is crying, because that's inferred in Thunderball, when he's talking to Domino about her brother's death, and then he suddenly puts his sunglasses on because her feelings come up and it impacts him. And that's when he suddenly puts his sunglasses on. So we have 3 moments of Bond getting emotional. That Thunderball, you get it again later with On Her Majesty's Secret Service. And you don't actually see him cry. You don't see tears. But you know that's what he's doing. He's crying. And then the next time you see it is with Daniel Craig. And I'm telling you, as much as I don't like the Daniel Craig years, that scene fucking wrecks me every single time when M dies in his arms.
Yeah, Don Pleasance is my favorite Blofeld.
Oh, absolutely. I'm right there with you. He is the best Blofeld. And oddly, outside of him as Blofeld, my other favorite, Max von Sydow, and Never Say Never Again. I loved his performance as Blofeld. But again, look at him. He fucking relishes what he's about to do to this guy. He's holding him at bay, and he slowly fucking brings his teeth down. He's a scary motherfucker. And then they turn him into comic relief. And I couldn't understand that shift in the dynamic in the film.
Maybe that's to show that he's not very intelligent. He's basically just following
Well, he is
orders.
dumb. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's a henchman.
I think maybe it was somebody in the hierarchy chain saying that it's too much, turn it down.
It's too dark, tone it down. You think that's what happened?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the inverse of what happens now, where a lot of things are, they try to go make it more adult, make it more adult. They went, this is getting too adult. We need to make it more family
It's
friendly.
getting too adult. Now, speaking of adult, let's get into it. Clearly,
Oh,
Ian Fleming loved playing with names. Pussy Galore, Strawberry Fields, what's it, Dr. Goodhead,
Oh, yeah.
Octopussy. Come on. So when you hear Triple X was the known cinematic term for pornography.
Yep.
Absolutely was done for that reason and that reason alone.
So he likes shark porno.
Absolutely. By the way, that is one of the moments I never thought they would ever put to film. And I was
Mm.
delighted and yet horrified
Hmm.
because every guy fucking legs went together when
By the
he
way,
started swinging that fucking rope and then coming up underneath and hitting him in the nutsack. That fucking knotted rope. I'm telling you, every guy fucking felt it.
Yeah,
we're being rated by Mephisto.
nice.
Hey, I hope
Hello,
Mephisto
Raiders.
can join us.
Yeah, I do think Lachey is like my probably might be my favorite Bond villain though, just because the
Yes.
thing I like about that villain is he's against the wall. It's not like he's doing everything because he's all knowing and all powerful. He's desperate, which is what makes him
Yes, it is.
dangerous.
Yeah, I think that Casino Royale in particular is the single most Bond movie ever made. And Anima can't stand Daniel Craig, cannot stand him. And
Nope.
whereas I stopped and I said, wait a minute, I'm going to forget his face for a minute here, and I'm just going to watch what's happening here. And he's a good actor. And I think Casino Royale is the single most Bond movie. And before that movie, it had always been License to Kill for me.
That's a really
the
good
most
one.
Bond movie.
I have a solution for both of you. You need
The
to
most
get
accurate Bond film.
you need to get an AI tool to replace Craig's face with Timothy Dalton's face and voice.
I mean,
and then you go.
don't get me wrong. I wanted to continue to like Bond movies when he took over, but he just doesn't work for me. I was so disappointed that I just
Absolutely,
couldn't like
Gabby.
him as Bond.
Yeah. Well, I told you, because we've had the internet since the mid 90s, okay? People forget that. And we had bulletin board groups and shit like that, okay? And one of the things making the rounds, and I do believe one of the places that went around was IMDb boards, because the IMDb used to have their own boards. You go to imdb.com, and under every movie, there would be comments, and you click on that, and you go to a board, and you could fucking argue with people. And in fact, I made the joke. I said, do you want to know why we'll never have Gene Roddenberry's Utopia? Because people can't agree if Daniel Craig was a good Bond or not. Can't agree on that. If you can't agree on that, you'll never have a Utopia. Yeah, we brought that up earlier, buddy. We brought that one up earlier, Matt.
That's
Martin?
what. Martin?
Martin, you said
What?
something?
Yeah, people cannot agree on anything.
No. No. It's like I told this guy, a socialist guy I knew. I don't want to call him a friend, but he's a guy I knew that I was friendly with. But I told him under no uncertain terms, I said, if you come for me and my ability to make money, I will fucking kill you. And I will not feel bad about it. I will feel like I'm defending my life.
You are defending your life.
Yeah. Hey, look, Mephisto's on my side.
Yeah.
He doesn't like Craig either.
So that's why the
I don't
best
like
Star
him either,
Trek,
but I still like the movies.
the best Star Trek quote ever is: "The needs of the many outweigh the needs of the Daniel Craig fans."
Yeah, right.
I like
Well, as I
that.
was saying, this was going around the internet when he got cast, and people were taking Gollum from Lord of the Rings and putting it over his face because everybody kept saying that he looked like Gollum.
He does. He does look like.
Meth, care
And
to
once you
join?
look at it, you can't unsee it.
007 is precious.
Yeah, the only thing I liked about Craig is that he was in some good Bond movies. Like for me, 2, and then almost the 3rd with Skyfall. But I had so many problems with the writing of Skyfall, the logic problems that it has.
What I like about Skyfall is the villain. Forget about his absurd plan, but the nature and behavior of the villain, I like.
Oh yeah, he was great. Look, Javier Bardem is so fucking good in that movie.
He's
He's
good in
worth the price
everything.
of admission. Fuck Daniel Craig. That movie is really watch
The
hard
villain.
when 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 he tells that story about the rats on the island,
Mm.
and then later we get that payoff when he's standing there with her and he wants her to pull the trigger. Only you can do this. Only you can do this. And then fucking Bond throws that fucking knife into his back, and he goes, ah, and he goes back in pain. And he turns and looks at him. That look he gives him isn't like you stabbed me in the back. And he goes, why can't you leave me the fuck alone? He's got that look, you again, you know. And he's looking at him, and then he falls to his knees, and he's dying. And Bond looks at him and delivers the single best line of that movie, "Last Rat Standing." I'm like, that's great fucking writing right there, my friend. And he dies on that line. Well, Flint, as well as what's his name? You had James Coburn's movies, and you had Dean Martin's movies, which was
Matt Helm.
Matt Helm. You had Matt Helm and Flint, but the problem was they got too silly. So
And of
nobody took it
course,
seriously.
the series Archer, which I always thought the joke of that series was he was
Well,
an
that
illegitimate
series-
Bond child.
Yes, he was probably Bond's son. And I love that show. I fucking loved Archer. Anima and I used to watch it, and it broke our heart when they went DEI in that last season.
Oh God, yeah.
It is
hated
my
that.
opinion that the best Bond is still Austin Power.
Well, he's really Harry Palmer
Yeah.
because he's the son of Harry Palmer. They
What?
even show that in the movie when Michael Caine
Well,
shows
yeah,
up
yeah, but that,
as
he's
basically a version of Harry Palmer.
it's not Harry Palmer, for God's sake.
Oh, it's
So,
Harry
no.
Palmer.
It-
All you
the,
want
thi-
to, man.
the thing that makes Austin Powers great, if you took all the jokes away, and don't get me wrong, jokes help a lot with the movie, but if you took the jokes away, you still have a solid story for Austin Powers.
Yeah. It is Thunderball.
Yeah, it's Thunderball, and it's a character, it's the fish out of water, and going that there's still some relevance to this thing that's considered an old relic. The ideas of the
Yep.
60s and everything else into the 90s.
So this is what pissed me off at the end of Skyfall is now he's Bond. Now he's Bond at the end of Skyfall. Oh, he's Bond now.
Nope.
And then now he's like over the hill Bond in the next film. And I'm like, I'm done. So my big beef is I don't agree, Gambit. I like Quantum of Solace. I don't like the name, but I like the movie. And what I like about it, it is literally should have been called Casino Royale Part 2 because it completes the story arc.
No, it completes nothing. You can jump it.
It
It doesn't affect anything.
You could have skipped 90% of the movie and just gone to the ending of Quantum of Solace.
Well, the ending is all you really needed, but
yeah.
Quantum of Solace has this fun thing where he helps this girl deal with her demons. That's really what he's doing. He's helping this girl with her fucking demons. And he finally gets to where he needs to be to find the information he needs to get to this one guy. And he goes and he avenges himself. And that's it. And it's supposed to introduce us to Quantum, this organization that was supposed to replace Spectre because they couldn't get Spectre at that point or didn't have it. But then they get it. And so basically they say Quantum was the false name for Spectre. And it's like, hey, man, don't retrofix your fuck ups. You should have waited.
Yeah, the mistake they made is they tried to make Bond into an ongoing story instead of there being some recurring plot elements like a central antagonist. Instead, it's...
Well, they didn't try to adapt any of the books. They didn't try, other than Casino Royale itself, they didn't adapt anything. That is why Keith and I have said this is an alternate universe Bond. He doesn't exist in the universe where the other Bonds live because they all were supposed to be the same Bond.
Yeah, not to
Craig is a
mention
different one.
that the big bad is Bond's evil adopted brother. Fuck off.
They turned
So-
it into
Anyway.
a soap opera.
Yes.
Back to this movie.
Yep.
This line, when the scaffolding collapses on one way and says Egyptian builders, huh? That was ad-libbed, and thankfully the guy from the Egyptian government who was there didn't hear it, so they got to keep it because they are
Didn't
very
hear it.
strict when you film in Egypt.
So you weren't allowed to do that. You cannot make fun of anything Egypt. And he did. He mocked
Yeah.
Egyptian builders.
I'm so glad he didn't hear it. That person didn't hear it because that's so funny.
And then he throws the women drivers thing in right after it.
Oh, yeah. You could not do that.
Oh,
today.
no. He does so much more than that. He's like, play another tune when she grinds the gears. It's
Yeah.
like, oh my God. It is nothing but Roger Moore as Bond shitting on her character for like
But
a
they are
minute and a half to 2
constantly-
minutes.
They're constantly attacking each other. Like on the boat, when she pretends to turn a little softer towards him and then just knocks him out with that spray, leaving him on the boat, and he wakes up with no microfilm and a massive hangover. They're constantly doing this to each other. Like foreplay or something.
I will say,
Yeah, I brought that up a little bit ago, Bill. That fucking line annoys that crap out of me. Go ahead.
I will say one nice thing though about Quantum of Solace. I do like the way he just deals with the bad guy at the end, just leaves him in the desert to die.
Oh yeah, it leaves him a can of oil.
Yeah.
He says, I reckon you'll probably make it 10 miles before you'll want to drink this
Ew.
or be ready to drink this. I fucking love that. And I find it really, when she's in that fire and she's a child again, trapped, and he comes in and gets her. It's like, as tough as this girl is, she still needed being rescued from her past. And she's a cute chick. I can't remember her name. She's Russian.
Olga Kurilenko.
Oh my God, she's beautiful. And I don't dig skinny chicks up very often. Her and Anima are the only skinny chicks I've ever fucking liked. But there's just something about her accent, pattern of speech, and her eyes.
She was in Oblivion too. And to be honest, I like the British girl more.
Oh, with Tom Cruise?
Yeah.
Yep.
She's the wife.
Oh.
She's the real wife.
Oh shit! Yeah, the one that that is
Yes.
her. We watched that, Anima. You love that movie, where he flies that helicopter thing around,
Yeah, the bubble.
and come
shoot.
to find out
Yeah.
they're supposed to be watching the Earth to make sure, or to see if it ever wants to restart and start normal, and come to find out they actually are clones that work for the aliens. They don't know it.
That was a cool one,
Oh,
yeah.
I fucking love that movie. I love that movie, man. Also, this movie kind of shits on Moneypenny. The scene where he walks through, just a walkthrough with her. No banter.
Yeah,
No, I'm like,
only...
okay, I will believe that there's a possibility they might have an office set up there somewhere in Egypt. I will buy that. But Q has the Q department there? Bullshit.
It doesn't look like a proper office. It looks more like a pop-up for this mission, if you
Yeah.
ask me.
What the fuck is Q and his department there for?
Well, to give him all the cool gadgets
I get
that
if
he
he
has
came
in
there
this
with a
movie.
specific. If he came and gave him one thing, that would be good. But the fact that he's there, and this is not the scene where he gives him the car.
Well, you could say that they were planning an operation because the decapitating trade Q specifies, I want this ready for this meeting with so and so. So maybe they are just prepping another operation. This tray.
Right. Oh, the decapitation tray, right. By the way, I like this one. MI6 or MI5 is not that loaded. They don't have that kind of money.
They only would be if they had to get a TV license from everyone.
Ouch!
You got a TV license, mate?
Oh, this was a new thing in the 70s, the projector TV screens, video screens. Well, Bill, it's like that scene in Never Say Never Again when Connery picks up this little white tube. He says, "What does this do?" And he goes, "Well, I'll tell you." And Q grabs it. He says, "You twist off the top, you put it in your nose, and you sniff, and it clears your airway." Then he shuts it back up. That's my lunch, 007. And that's the difference, because Q in the movies is different than the Q in the books. And that's why when you watch Never Say Never Again, when they made that, it's not a caustic relationship, very friendly banter between Q and Bond. They like each other.
And
Well,
then
that's
they
where he
made
actually
him.
wanted to go, but then the director told him, "No, you're annoyed because he's always breaking your shit. You don't really have respect."
I'm going to
for
tell
that
you
guy."
right now, Classic, this is one of my favorite Bond films, and I think it's one of the best with Roger Moore. But that one,
I
For
agree.
Your Eyes Only, is the better of the Bond films with Roger Moore. I prefer For Your Eyes Only over this one. But I do love this film.
So I'm bound to suffer even more. Okay.
For what? What? What are you talking about?
You said this is one of the best, so there are movies that are worse than this. I
It's one of
hated
my
this one.
favorites.
I freaking
This is
hate it.
you can hate it all
Oh.
you want to.
We need to
Voted by
fire my team, Gary.
Hello, I'm talking. Voted by Bond fans over the whole planet. This was the best Roger Moore film.
I don't know. I don't.
I don't
care.
agree. I don't agree. I think that For Your Eyes Only is the better film. I think that it's better written, better acted.
Let me tell you something. With the
I can hardly
selection-
wait. Tell me something, Martin.
Yeah, with this small selection of movies about Bond that I have seen, I have to admit you and Keith are absolutely right. The best Bond is
Timothy Dalton.
Timothy Dalton. Yeah,
because he is the absolute of any of the actors who have played him on screen, the closest to book Bond, looks and behavior.
well, I haven't
he
read the
wanted to
books
be.
either, but I feel like this is how the character should really be.
Because he read the books.
No, I
He did
haven't
his
read it.
research on the character. He did.
But-
Dalton
yeah,
did.
but
That's why he's so good.
That doesn't affect me. That doesn't affect my judgment because I don't have a baseline.
Well, I think it affects your judgment because you're seeing the performance based on that.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I mean.
But anyway, let's
I have
get
never
back to the
read a book.
movie. I want to get back to the movie. I paused it here for a reason. This is whether they like admitting to it or not, and I disagree with this gentleman here in his assessment. I don't agree with him. I absolutely know for a fact that this scene was taken from and is a nod to From Russia with Love. And the mistake they make is not having her in the fight. She should have been in the fight all the way through it because she's operative. Getting her knocked to the side, this is where her character begins to fall apart in the movie. Because she gets knocked out already, she's unconscious, and then when they get to the enemy lair, she gets tied up and put in a red dress. It's like, I'm like, what are you fucking doing? You create this cool character and then you're just not using her.
Well, to be honest, she's a medium build woman. You get
whoa. I'm not fucking saying that she can kick his fucking ass, but she should be in there trying to do things to help him win the fight. But even he can't beat him. The only way he can beat him is with electricity.
But remember, the freaking Terminator hit her harder than he has been hitting Bond.
Yeah.
But I don't care. This is a writing issue. This is, you create a character and then make them pointless from the middle of the film on. This is the middle of the film. And it's like all of a sudden she's supposed to be Bond's equivalent. Okay? She's established in the story, in the writing, as Bond's equivalent. That even though she may not, she has to, like in the new movie with Ana de Armas, fight like a girl. She's like, don't try to fight like a man, fight like a girl. And I tell women all the time when I used to do self-defense classes, man, you've got to learn to use environmental fighting and defend yourself. Use weapons.
Yes,
Use
and
objects.
under low gravity center.
She should have been the one that electrocutes him. He should have got him to a certain point where he is about to fucking get owned by him, like has his arm like right here up, and his teeth are coming in. He's fighting, and then she finally breaks the lamp and shoves it into his fucking mouth. And
Yeah, I would've
I think
liked
that would have been great.
Dude.
But
She's just eye
We need-
candy at this point, and
We need
yeah,
this.
that's annoying.
Hello, welcome to the middle of the show.
Well, we are past the middle of the show and just in the middle of the
Yeah, but
slideshow.
Gary said it was the middle of the of the film.
well,
Yeah,
we're pretty much near it right now because this is in the middle of the second act. And
They
do we have
got
that video. Yeah, there it is.
Hello, good evening, and welcome to the middle of the film.
There you go.
they did that style of character right in Tomorrow Never Dies. I like the way that they end up working together in that movie once they finally get on the same page.
Yeah. Now, I want to point out something interesting here. In this scene, you don't hear them talking. This is from her perspective. And I have taken mental note of this, and nobody comments on this, that this is the closest we get to the book, The Spy Who Loved Me, where this scene is from her perspective, not his. Right?
Fascinated.
Yeah.
Look at that beauty of a car. Oh my god.
Oh, it's a gorgeous. The Lotus Esprit, Esprit?
Esprit. Lotus Esprit.
Yeah, it's fucking gorgeous.
Oh,
Excuse me.
don't die, Shinovsky.
And now, so we don't know what all it can do because that got talked about in the distance from her perspective.
Well,
But I
Hugh
thought by
brought
doing
it.
that, it was very clever. It was very clever that I don't even know if they intended that. I'm thinking it's almost a happy accident that by doing that and putting it from her perspective, that's one moment that comes close to what the book was from a woman's perspective about Bond. Now, the fucked up thing here, this is fucked up. They go for room, 2 separate beds, and this girl all of a sudden looks kind of like, oh. And she gets kind of sexy, flirty with him. Right in front of Barbara Bach's character, which I think is funny.
She's not just the Bond girl, though. She's an agent. She's the Russian James Bond, basically. So it sucks not using her in that fight.
Yeah, I kind of like the later ones, like with Timothy Dalton. They were growing less and less just eye candy. By the way, there she is, Carolyn Monroe, Queen of B movies back in the 70s, man. She was everywhere. You would see her in Starlog, Fangoria. You'd see her on Famous Monsters of Movie Land. God, she was all over the fucking place.
Well, deservedly so, I think.
Now, I will say that I am sad that there are no scenes where you can see Bond being fucked to death in this movie.
You are really paying attention to that scene, Gary. It's burned into your mind. Sean Connery getting ringed by a machine.
Oh, and this is me talking to you.
Does
number 2 work for?
You little shit.
She was in one of the Sinbad movies. That's right. The one with Patrick Wayne, wasn't it?
Mhm.
Was it not the Golden Voyage? Was it the Golden Voyage? Which one was that?
Yeah, Victor,
I think so.
I coincide.
The Eye of the Tiger.
Oh,
Eye of the
so maybe-
Tiger.
Yeah.
And by the way, that movie has a Star Wars actor in it. The giant that runs the boat
Mm.
for the villainess, the female villain.
Yes,
That's Peter Mayhew.
no way. The Minotaur was Peter Mayhew.
Um,
The mechanic is a mechanic Minotaur.
Gambit, Jaws is not a villain. He's a henchman. He doesn't have the brains to be a villain.
Let me double check this because I thought it was this one, but it might be the other one. No, it is. That's Peter Mayhew. Found it.
Nice.
Inside the Minotaur costume. Okay, save image.
Oh, I freaking love the Minotaur.
Assholes. Again, WebP image.
Always. Whoever created that format should be shot.
It was Google. Google's when it started this shit.
It won't be a
They think
problem.
it's they think it stops people. It doesn't. It just slows us down and annoys us. They think that's going to stop us. No, it's not. We're just going to be annoyed with you.
You can screenshot. I mean, there are ways.
I'm pretty sure this browser can show it.
Here you go. That's Peter Mayhew inside the Minotaur costume. Martin, I brought this
Yeah.
up for you to see. Okay.
Thank you very much. Oh my God.
If I'd known you're a big fan, I would have introduced you to him before he died.
Well, it's a pity.
He's a nice guy. I met him because of Shane Moore. Because Shane Moore worked with him and they were close friends. And then I met him, friends with him. He did. They were pretty much passion projects for him. God, he's so fucking big.
Yes. Oh, when he's choking Roger Moore, you can see that the palm of his hand, not minding the fingers, is almost the size of Roger Moore's head.
Yeah.
God damn. No, Peter Mayhew was Chewbacca, Victor.
Yeah, Dave Prowse was. In fact, Dave Prowse was the first actor considered to play the part of Jaws.
But I remember Prowse, wouldn't he get like a letter every year talking about how Star Wars didn't make any money? So he was not like,
Yes.
it's like,
they
oh, it didn't
screw
make any
him
money,
over.
so we can't give you any of the percentage of the profits that the most profitable movie of all time made.
Well, it's the same thing that Sony did with Men in Black. The lying assholes. That's why I consider it criminal behavior the way they are by not releasing sales numbers the same way they do with box office.
Yeah, or I don't know why Alex Guinness didn't get screwed over in the same way. I guess he had actual pull, or they liked him
Alex
more.
Guinness?
Yeah, because he had like, was it 2.5%?
Alex Guinness?
Alec.
Welcome to my world, Shenotsky.
Oh my God, that was funny. Did we lose him? Did he die?
No,
Ben?
I was waiting for you to finish.
No, that's it. His name is
Okay.
Alec Guinness, and he kept saying
Yes,
Alex.
Alec Guinness. Which the quick story with that is that when Stars came out, it's like looked like it. So George Lucas calls him Alec Guinness, going, "I'd like to offer you like another %." So it's like, oh, that's very generous. And then, of course, later on, Alec Guinness goes like, "Could I have this thing in writing?" to one of the producers. "Oh, you mean the extra 1/4%?"
No. Yes, I remember the story. They tried to reduce his percentage after the fact. Much
Well,
a la
yes.
Vader in Empire. I am altering the deal.
Pray I
I-
alter it no further.
Though I'd love to see George Lucas being like the evil, like negotiator thing. It's like I'm altering the deal. Pray I don't alter it anymore.
Yeah, it's not easy being green, you know.
Oh, that's just Canadian George Lucas then. Oh, I see you built the Death Star, eh? Hope this looks good in the film, eh? You know that Vader, he's a real hoser, you know.
That thing when the wheels go inside and the car transformation to the submarine, I was like, what about the water that goes in with the tires? Where does that go? How is that not a problem?
It's pumped out.
Yeah, I mean, that would make sense. You just don't see that.
And Bond, you stinkly stinkerson, you blow up Carolyn Monroe. You bastards. It's only 10 minutes of the movie.
Somebody's upset.
I digress.
You mean the hot helicopter pilot? And she never saw it coming.
Oh,
Victor, that's a troll. May have been influenced.
He was.
what? Because Leto the Second the Hot?
Yeah.
The
I
voice.
do need to point out something that I shared with you guys in the group chat, and that is that the drunk guy you see on the beach.
Ah,
And let me pull up those photos real quick. The drunk guy is a running gag that was in 3 of the Bond films. And it was this one, Moonraker, and For Your Eyes Only. I just saved these. Like, what am I saving them as? Oh, it's doing the web. Okay, so I'm just gonna. Oh, really? Messenger is doing that. I swear to God. I fucking hate.
What's it doing?
No, Gary, you have to say ruined. Ruined, Brian.
Ruined.
Ruined.
Ruined. That's the way I say
It's ruined. Ruined, Brian. Ruined.
I don't know why you complain so much about it. I don't have any problems with WebP. All my software can open WebP.
Well, because we're doing a
Open
show
and
right
edit.
now, and I have to stop to open them because I didn't save it through a web browser. I saved it through Messenger.
Hi, Zax.
Hey,
The show completely stops. That's my fucking complaint.
I will. What is it?
I don't know. I never find anything.
Ah,
Since StreamYard
Fun.
changed, I'm so lost.
now I can't even
All right,
change.
so here you go. So this character is known as the man with the bottle. and he appears in the background of The Spy Who Loved Me, Moonraker, and For Your Eyes Only. He's a recurring character played by Victor Torjansky as a humorous inside joke for James Bond fans. He is not connected to any plot points in the films. He just is a globe-trotting drunk that keeps running into James Bond. And so this is the film here. When he comes up out of the water, driving out of the water, then I do believe this was Moonraker, where he's at a chateau, and then there he is in For Your Eyes Only.
Yeah, he stares and then he looks at his
And that
beverage,
look,
like, what am I
that look
drinking?
is, I'm done drinking, and I think he quits
Yeah.
drinking in this movie because he's seen enough.
Seen things.
You
Hey,
people
Zax, how
wouldn't
you doing,
believe.
buddy? Now, what are you looking for, Martin, that you couldn't find?
His video.
Oh, Kyle's?
Yeah.
Hey, fuck you, Kyle.
There's one. Then go to
and I cannot change studios again.
that's
That's
part of
never
the
happened
reason.
to me.
Oh, big thing.
He was running from something, sir. And then he crashed into a DUI checkpoint, committed 10 felonies, and not to mention FUing a room full of cops.
You FU me all the time.
Fuck you, Kyle! Shut the fuck up,
That-
Kyle!
There we go.
Fuck you, Uncle Kyle.
The second one is my favorite.
Yeah. Well, your mom's is big. She's a big fat bitch, the biggest bitch in the whole wide world.
Okay.
Bitch. Everyone's a bitch. She's a bitch to every boy and girl.
If you want to laugh, look up South Park without the voice pitch. That's pretty funny.
Well, I've seen when they do the scenes and the voices aren't changed yet, and they're still pretty good.
Yeah.
I
it's
know
just-
who they're doing.
It's hilarious because Stan sounds like his dad when he's not pitched.
Yeah, which is funny because that is Trey Parker,
Yeah.
and Stan's dad represents Trey Parker's dad because he's like, that's my dad.
Yep. Now it's just Trey Parker because he identifies more with the dad than the kid because he's closer to the dad than when he was a kid.
He's now, man.
Yep. Gotta pay for those Casa Bonitas somehow.
What's this, Vic? What are you talking about?
I don't know. I haven't seen For Your Eyes Only yet.
Oh, wait. You're talking about, at the beginning where, without saying the name Blofeld, it's clearly he's killing Blofeld. Because he goes to visit his wife's grave and then gets kidnapped by Blofeld in a helicopter in a disembodied voice. Because he's down below in a wheelchair with the remote control for the helicopter.
How many times did he kill Blofeld? I'm wondering.
Not enough.
Not enough.
He keeps coming
Well,
back.
because of the fact he supposedly had people that were not clones, but duplicates surgically designed to look like him. You never know if he killed the real Blofeld.
I do like the one where he kicks the cat, so the cat goes to him and he shoots him.
Oh yeah, I'll buy you a delicatessen. I like that line. That's what he yells to him when he's being hoisted up in the helicopter. Please, Mr. Bond, I'll buy you a delicatessen. Fuck.
Very un-Blofeld. I refuse to accept that character as Blofeld.
Well, that was a fuck you to Kevin McClory.
Yeah, I know.
From Cubby Broccoli, and he's like, fuck you, we're done with you. We're going to kill your character. We won't say his name, but he's dead in our film.
Yeah.
I don't know what that's about. Too much personal shit.
And some years
By
later,
the way, okay, go ahead.
some years later, they even killed Bond. So,
Yeah. So in this film, like I said, Claude Renoir was the director of photography, the cinematographer. And his eyes were so bad when they built this giant set, he couldn't see well enough to light it. And so secretly, the Stanley Kubrick was brought in. And unbeknownst, a lot of people don't know this, is that his daughter worked on this film. Stanley Kubrick's daughter.
I'm amazed they could get Kubrick out of England.
Maybe he
well,
wasn't so bad with flying back then.
oh no, he was. The thing is, that 007 studio, where is located?
Hold on, let me go check.
Because this could be well.
It could,
done
yeah. Well, they
inside there.
had to film the bigger part of the Bond movies in England. It is located at Pinewood
So-
Studios in Buckinghamshire, England. Yeah,
So just to let you know,
there you go.
Kubrick's daughter is the person who designed and built the teeth for Jaws. And that's Katharina Kubrick, Stanley's eldest daughter. So a little bit of trivia. But the production artist for this film, in an interview, confirmed that Kubrick was brought in to light this set, the stage.
In secret too. They didn't make a big deal out
Yeah, he
of it.
wasn't credited. He wasn't credited because he didn't want to get paid for it. He was doing it as a favor.
Yeah, he was just helping, and I like that.
And he figured out that one of the ways that you light this is not just by the lights that will be lighting the stage, but by doing some of your on-set lighting. And he made some of the lights, he put lights behind things to bring out the shape of things. It's really clever what was done. Kubrick saved the day.
I guess all the water
Yep.
in there must have made lighting difficult because it reflects and shit.
Yeah. I personally think that would add to it.
Yeah. Most people, because they're not, if you've ever been on a set, lighting can be one of the things that takes the longest to do.
Oh, you have no idea how long lighting rehearsals are in theater. I've fallen asleep working at the theater during lighting rehearsals because I was told to be in one position and then nobody told me to move because they were still figuring it out. And then somebody would touch my shoulder and say, "Hey, time to move," because they're at night usually. They go way past midnight.
When you're doing
Yeah,
stage
lighting
production, what
takes-
was your favorite position? Nothing.
It's
Really?
hard to say,
Oh
but
my,
you're not being serious about that anyway.
No, I'm not being serious.
not at
Yep.
all.
I was
Hey,
being
Connie
dirty.
Curry.
Yeah, when you were working on stage, what was your favorite position? Is not a serious question. Hi, Connie.
How would I know that?
But yeah, there's
Short.
Being facetious.
like one job people don't realize that exists is stand-in, and not like for a stunt double,
Yep.
but literally just someone who's similar build and height, so that they can stand around and have the lights mess with on them while they're waiting to get it right, so then they can just bring the actor and they can just do it real quick.
Well, with stage, it's not even being the right size. You just need to have the right color and material on you, really.
Yeah, gels. You use gels, right?
I certainly hope so.
I hate you, Gary.
No, you don't, Shinosky. You only think you do.
I remember learning how to shoot black and white film
What?
using a yellow filter and or gel. That's one of the first things I remember in learning cinematography.
Yeah,
was
there's
using
a
black and white.
There's a really good book on it called Painting with Light, which goes into
I had that book. That's a great book.
yeah, because the guy shows exactly what you do, why you're doing it, the different things. It doesn't like overly artistry. It's like this is a craft. I mean, it's an artful craft, but it's a craft nonetheless.
This is the book. And present share screen. Painting with Light. It's over on Amazon. This is absolutely a foundation of anybody. When I was in film school, this was it. This book helped me learn so many things. Just this one book.
Yep.
It explains to you when to use filters and when to use gels, and why.
Yeah, there's so much that goes into it, and most people don't actually know this because you get used to everything being the Hollywood style lighting. But if you ever look at like the old, was it during the like 2000s when that VHS revolution was kind of going on? That's more along the lines of how things actually look when you don't do any work on the lighting. And of course, now cameras have a lot of there's a lot of visual data they've taken, so you can actually do color correction in camera. I mean, obviously, it's still better if you're doing lighting, but you could get some pretty decent results without doing a lot now. What I don't understand is why they have less limitations now, arguably, what you can do, and yet the level of work, in my opinion, at least when it comes to things like lighting and some of these other things, aren't up to snuff most of the time. Like they've gotten too cheap with
Well,
making
you've got
things.
this teal to orange thing they do now, which annoys the shit out of me.
Oh yeah.
That's
It got
why
old quickly.
all the blues look like they're teal,
Yeah, it's
and everything flesh colored is orange.
yeah, because it's like it causes a good level of contrast. Yeah, it does. It also makes it look kind of like barf.
Look, an eagle.
I mean, if you want to look at like a person who like went psychotic with blue, James Cameron, especially like if you watch Terminator 2, there is so much blue light in that movie. It's insane.
I'm going to show you some images.
But by the way, according to Christopher Lee, some of the more like weird sounding names in Bond are actual real names. Like apparently there was an actual Scaramanga that Fleming knew. I think it was like
Oh yeah,
it was Fleming's neighbor either too. Like he didn't like the guy, so he actually used his name as one of the villains in his book.
A lot of
yeah.
people do
By the
that.
way, I want to point out one of the logic issues I have with this scene. Bond pulls the device partially out, and then we go into an explanation of why he needs to be careful not to touch the edges.
Yeah,
Like,
that didn't make sense.
why would you do that after you started pulling it out?
That
Because then you got to stop, and you're holding it loose and explaining this. I'm just like, what the fuck are you doing?
that would be a great comedic scene though. Like he's already removed it. It's like whatever you do, don't the thing is like, oh shit, I just pulled this thing out. Yeah, if anything touched it, it would go off and kill everyone. I'm removing the device now. He's like slowly pushing it into a cart. Just glad he didn't kill himself.
I'm going to show you two different films. So we're going to pause this for a second, and then I'm going to remove that one. Let me bring up some images here. Image one. All right. This is an interior shot done supposedly at night from the film Barry Lyndon by Stanley Kubrick. This is a heavily lit image. But you would think, oh my God, they just used 400 or 500 grain film and just had the lens open really wide and lit it with candles. That's the impression you're supposed to get. But this is actually very micromanaged lit scene. Prime example of what they're doing. And they're trying to go for that Monet lighting in this movie.
Yeah.
Like Ridley Scott, Stanley Kubrick was a fan of Monet. Again, it's a lot of window offset lighting from somewhere else, lighting everything at an angle. And you
Yeah.
get this here. Not one bit of light in this is natural. It's all artificial. The lights are outside the fucking window, but they are tungsten lights. I was blown away to learn this later. Let's see, image file. This one is clearly fucking stolen from Monet.
Yeah. I also think Kubrick, not necessarily at the beginning, but as he got later on in his career, he realized his limitations as a writer, that he realized he was good at adapting things, not necessarily coming up with his own original ideas.
Right.
Hence why after his first film, which I forget what the title was, but it wasn't necessarily it wasn't too good. But as soon as he did Lolita and that took off, I think maybe only like Doctor Strangelove was like his only other like original thing, and that was more so based on a bunch of the plans that they had in place if nuclear war did happen. So he was like adapting a Armageddon manual, but turning into a comedy.
I'm going to give you two really good scenes from the film The Duelists by Ridley Scott. Shot on a micro budget. I mean, seriously, how they got this film finished, I'll never know. Go look up the budget on The Duelists and just see how little they had to make this movie.
Well,
and it's a beautiful film. I think that it's a better story than Barry Lyndon, and I got to tell you, I think he out Kubricked Kubrick in his lighting, and all of the lighting in these scenes was natural lighting.
Yep, he knew how to play the lighting game.
Because Kubrick and Ridley are both photographers, master photographers. Yep. There is no artificial light in this scene.
I'm not seeing anything on my screen. Doesn't mean it's not playing. Just saying StreamYards.
It's just that I just put the image up. You're not seeing it yet?
Nope.
Nothing. And this scene, is everybody else seeing this?
I am, yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah, StreamYards just hates me today.
This is an interior scene in a, I don't know what you call it, cafe or restaurant. Mm-hmm. And this is all natural lighting. There is not one struck light in this scene. Look at that. And it's being done using a higher grain film with a wider aperture and using really good natural lighting. And what he looked for a lot of times, Ridley looked for that magic time of day. When golden time of day, when that sun is low, either after dawn or towards sunset. And you get some great fucking lighting for movies. And The Duelist has also one of the single most serendipitous scenes in the history of cinema.
Yep, the end.
Yep, and let's see if I can find it. Yeah, here it is. Here it is. There is nothing here. This is 100% natural. No visual effects. I couldn't believe that when I watched the making of. And this is because I'm friends with Charlie Dazzlerica. I got to see that documentary way before it went out. And I was blown away. I never knew this until I watched the making of documentary of the film The Duelists. And
yeah.
It's a story, by the way. It's pretty close to factual how it happened.
Yeah, it's called magic hour. That's the industry term for like when the sun's going down. But it's there's still light, and it's just something about the light at that point of the day. It's magic hour. Everything just looks better.
Anima, tell everybody how that blew your mind when you saw that the first time.
Well, it did. Especially when you told me that was just a lucky shot.
The lens flare is natural.
Yeah.
It's real. There's no visual effects here. That's a real sky of storm on the left-hand side, and suddenly, for some reason, the sun broke the cloud. And they caught it on film. And that's how the movie ends, on that shot.
That has to be the most Corbin Dallas moment of Anima Confusa ever.
Right.
Neither Dallas.
Tell us how you felt when they say yes.
Neither Dallas multi-pass.
Dude, cut me some slack.
We got to do that movie for Sci-Fi Saturday. Because we're going to start breaking up our Saturdays for science fiction. We're going to break it up with some kung fu, Japanese samurai movies.
Oh, nice.
We're going to have some fun. We're going to start going over some fun movies. And that movie's going to be for Sci-Fi Saturday. Hey, John. I will never tell you wrong, man. And I always, unlike Minty and a couple of other guys on the interwebs, and I do screw up. I know I do. I fucked up, and Gambit caught me. I said Maurice Jarre when I meant Ennio Morricone. And I've flipped it back and forth and other things. I don't know what it is. There's something in my brain that will do that. It's sort of like we're talking about the movie yesterday, Time Bandits, and I called her Jessica, the actress. And no, it's not her fucking name. That's a character she played, was Jessica.
Well, we are not computers. Humans mix up things sometimes. That's one thing, but not doing proper research. That's
whoa. I have no dick. I have no dick. I have no dick.
Oh,
I get it.
God.
I like that's fucking funny. Making it look like you're maybe Nordic or you're Russian. That's good. Nice one. And by the way, that's from that French Hitman movie.
That's the Samurai. Yeah. I
love
that
fucking movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good stuff, dude. The movie Days of Heaven. Oh, put that back,
sorry.
please. 1970. It was filmed almost entirely during Magic Hour or Golden Hour. Well, it's one of the reasons why they went over schedule and over budget, because he would only shoot at that time of day. Oh my God, man. Heads rolled after that fucking movie.
What,
man?
Who would authorize that in the first place? That's insane.
I don't know. That's Cimino that directed that. And I love Cimino, but the answer is no. It's like, no. This is the downfall of George Lucas, is once he got to Return of the Jedi, he surrounded himself with yes men. And anybody that told him no before were gone. Gary Kurtz was a huge no man for him, going, now, George, rein it in a little bit, he would say. He'd have meetings going, you can't do that. You can't do that. That's a mistake. Don't do that. If Gary Kurtz had been around, they still would have been Wookiees, not Ewoks. And he would have forced George Lucas to have writers on the prequel trilogy.
You know what else that kind of happened to? John Lasseter, all those classic Pixar movies up to about WALL-E and around the time of Cars, John Lasseter fired his editor. Fired the person who could go, like, I don't think you need this many characters. You don't need this much stuff. Focus on these particular core things. And that's why Cars has so many characters, because John Lasseter just fell in love with all of them. But as a result, the movie is very unfocused.
Mm. Well, that's the problem. Directors get too big for their britches, and they forget how to be grounded in the filmmaking process. And Lucas is one of them.
Whereas I'm just grounded because I have
And
crippling poverty, but I'm still trying to make stuff.
right, I'm there with you, man. I'm dirt poor.
Your life's purpose is to be miserable, Shanatsky.
And anime takes joy in that fact.
No,
You
I
are
don't.
German after all.
Fuck you.
Yeah, Healy Chow. That is absolutely one of my favorite setups in dialogue, where he says, "Until Dickless here turned off the grid, and all hell broke loose." And then he looks at Venkman and goes, "Is this true?" He goes, "Yes, it's true. This man has no dick."
I do feel bad for that actor though, because especially after Ghostbusters, man,
Oh man,
so much shit.
He couldn't play leading roles anymore. He got typecast because of that fucking movie. And I feel bad for him, but at the same time, look at the fan base he's got. And he got to come back and play the character again.
The villain guy in RoboCop, though, that was like a case where he played nice guys before. And like, you've ever seen Deliverance? Was it Ronnie Cox? I believe his name is.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's like a nice guy in Deliverance, all these other things, and then like RoboCop comes out, and he's the biggest asshole on the planet, and he's just like, that's his character in the '80s now.
Dude, let me tell you something. You can't beat him. But then he's also in Beverly Hills Cop as a good guy again.
Yep.
So he was one of those guys. He's very versatile. But he was so good. That bathroom scene in RoboCop sold him as a bad guy.
Yeah. Well, he fought for that character precisely because of that. Because he said, "I have always played good guys in my career. I need to play a bad guy at least." And he fought for that
I can
role.
do it. And then he goes on to do Total Recall. That guy can do no wrong, in my opinion. We still got him. He's still alive, by the way. Oh my God, it's the Legion of Doom again.
With legs this time. Look,
yeah,
it's a spider in the water.
It's spider, yeah. It's arachnid Legion of Doom. By the way, it's not his first commercial picture. It is his first feature film.
Yeah,
and you can say that yes, it's his first commercial film because he did sell it to a studio, but it's his first feature film. All he did before that was short films and commercials.
Yeah, I wish we had that Ridley Scott back.
See, a person who plays good guys almost exclusively that I think should play a villain, I think if he did it right, we would get an Oscar finally for it, Tom Cruise. Because he can be a sinister motherfucker.
Oh, let me tell you something. If you watch him in the movie Magnolia, he's not a nice guy.
No.
Oh, no, Interview with the Vampire.
He's nasty. And when he shows up at his father's house and his dad is dying, something happens to him and you watch it mid-scene. And I tell people, if you want to see somebody in awe of somebody's acting, watch Philip Seymour Hoffman standing behind Cruise, watching his performance in this scene, because he's impacted by what Cruise is doing, because they didn't know what Cruise was going to do until he got on set and did that scene. And it is, I showed it to Anima. It's rough. It's a rough scene. It's hard on her because she's had to deal with that in her own life, that kind of moment, and it's so hard to deal with. But the fact is that just proves to you, when people go, Tom Cruise can't act, I'm like, fuck you, he can't act.
Yeah, he just likes being the hero too much.
Not to. He likes action. He likes the action hero thing. It's quick money and it's fun. He wants to have fun, but he can, when he's pushed, fucking perform. And he actually did method there for that scene, and because he had just gone through this shit with his actual biological father, whom he had huge problems with. And that all came out in that performance. And I tell people, you want to watch a guy fucking act, watch him do that scene. Because he goes through so many different things, and he goes from being a villainous character, despicable, dislikable, to a hurt fucking child.
Yeah.
This always reminds me of Dr. No.
Where he shoots
baby?
Stromberg, it's kind of boring way to kill a Bond villain.
Look, I got to tell you, there were so many ways they could have done that to make it more interesting.
Yeah. He wasn't
Like,
a very interesting villain to begin with.
Instead of
at least
ducking
let
out
him
of the
go
way
with that.
round, instead of ducking out of the way, that before he can fire that explosive spear, he shoots down to the end, exploding the spear in Stromberg's face. That would have been far better. It just was dumb. Like, why did you even feel the need to do that? Why did you put your gun into the tube at all? What's the point of that? Because then he gets right up and he shoots him anyway. Like,
Yeah.
you're going to do that anyway.
To shoot him in the balls. That is why.
You could have done that under the table. The putting it in the tube was weird. You know, it was just weird because you don't know. Maybe the thing that's on the other end, that spear gun, might stop your bullet, because that is a Walther, by the way, not a very big fucking round. It's a lady's gun. I always thought that was stupid. It was like he should have shot before the spear. You should have seen Boba Fett. I mean, not Boba Fett. What's his name? Han Solo shoots first. Greedo. That's the scene. Is you see him, he knows, Bond knows he's going for that fucking spear gun, and he fires and it just explodes. I'm like, that would have been the point. And why shooting down the tube?
Or feed him to the sharks. Like, it'd be a fun thing. He throws him in and just hits him in the leg with the spear gun.
The sharks get him anyway, because the Americans are ready to blow the whole thing up, so the sharks get him anyway.
Yeah. Let me address this. That's not true. He was fine with guns. He was military. He served. He was very good with the gun.
He
didn't like guns. He was done touching them. He didn't want anything to do with them.
Yeah.
And it was hard for him to do films. And he did films with them. Like, what's that movie with Lee Marvin? Run with the Devil? Was that the name of it? It's a World War II film where they got to destroy a German paddle boat in World War One. And very good film. Again, fucking guns all over the place. He does it. He preferred not handling guns. He'd had his fill carrying him in the military. Didn't want to deal with them anymore.
The thing he wasn't good at was fighting scenes, because they are so stiff and just not good.
He's not a very good fighter.
No.
I'll tell you another guy who sucks at fighting. And it's
Ford.
going to shock everybody when I say it. Harrison Ford sucks at
He
fighting.
can't throw a punch. I think he did one good punch in his whole career. That was believable.
The punches that look the best when he throws them are the ones that are staged by the stuntmen. Like, he does the John Wayne punch in the scene with the alley in Raiders of the Lost Ark.
That's the one I mean. That one looked good. Everything else.
Where the camera's behind him and he throws the punch right into the guy's face. That was solid. But he has a tendency, when you see him side shots throwing punches, they look terrible. It's terrible. He telegraphs like crazy, and there's no power behind him. Nobody taught him how to throw a proper punch. I still want Walther PPK. Oh, no, look, man, I'm a big fan of it, but it's not a high caliber weapon. It's not a powerful gun. And that's why that scene just made no sense to me, of him doing that. Now, this again was a scene where originally Jaws was supposed to die. Mm-hmm. And they couldn't have him die. They couldn't have him die.
Now,
he also doesn't die at the beginning of Moonraker, because again, he attacks him on the plane, and they jump out of the plane. They do that great stunt, no shoot. Oh, that was
They
crazy.
realized they have a very likable character in him, so they couldn't afford to get rid of him.
And then he becomes a good guy because he meets a girl, and this is where the Mandela effect comes in, because I remember her with braces. That was
Stephen
part
wanted
of
to
his
say
attraction
something.
to her.
Oh yeah, the going back to the scene where Jaws bites the shark, which I guess is the scene we're up to now. Now,
what would you refer to that as, Stephen? Please help me here. Dad joke, please. Dad joke.
He took a bite out of crime.
No. Come on, Stephen. You got this.
I so don't.
It's a man eating shark.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
Yeah, don't worry. I didn't get it either. He had to explain that to me.
He got it.
I get it.
Everybody got it.
You
right.
can't
He's
see
American.
it, but several parts of my body are twitching in pain.
All right.
We all hostages here.
Speaking of man-eating shark, there's also an Italian zombie movie that has a scene in it where a zombie bites
eating
a shark.
Yeah.
Was that movie before or after this? Which one was first?
Oh,
I
shit.
think it was after, because that was the unofficial Dawn of the Dead sequel, and like Dawn, that was like, I think, was it 78?
It was later. It's
Yeah.
directed by Lucio Fulci,
Lucio Fulci,
1979.
Yeah.
That movie is absolutely an exploitative movie. There's nothing good in that movie. Pure plot.
No. The only thing that's kind of nice is the end shot where you see zombies going across the bridge to New York,
Yeah.
which has nothing to do with the actual story of the movie.
No. That's why it's fun. It makes no fucking sense. But you're with it the whole time. It was okay, whatever. Go with it.
Here's the sad part, though, that concept of doctors actually working on trying to, zombieism could be a really cool movie. Just not done by an exploitive Italian director.
No, he absolutely was uncomfortable with guns, and he admitted to it. And I don't think it was a political thing or a social construct thing. It was just simply he'd been around him and never felt comfortable with them. And there it is, the escape pod.
Yep.
And somehow she's in this fucking outfit with the titties all out.
Well, Stromberg put her in that when he captured her.
I know, for what reason, I'll never understand.
Maybe he won't escape with her. I mean, why is this a sex room? It's an escape pod. Why is it a sex room with champagne? Makes no sense.
It makes no sense. It's
That
James
ending
Bond.
is goofy. Yeah.
I do like the fact that there's this moment where he wonders, "Oh, are you going to shoot me?" And then she shoots the cork off the top of the bottle.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go, Keely Chow. Hello, nurse. There you go.
She just should have said, "It's like, no, I'm just gonna pop your top."
I like that.
Yeah.
Pop your cork.
Yeah. No, just pop your cork, darling.
I don't think Jaws eats the shark. He just kills by biting the neck. Gambit.
Yeah. Yeah. He eats one of the sharks. Yeah, he just bites it.
Oh my God, Jaws ate Jaws.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I couldn't believe there was like a debate that people actually debated. Do you think he was named after the shark from the movie, Josh?
Obviously.
Are you fucking kidding me? Really? You're asking that question?
Yeah, it was what? Jaws was what, 1976 or something like that, right after 75. Yeah, 1975.
Hold up my hand.
This movie comes out 2 years later, has a character named Jaws, and there's sharks. You do the math.
Without lasers.
Yeah. All
Not
I'm
rocket
asking
science to make
for
that
is some
connection, that's
sharks with some freaking lasers on their head. I love that fucking line. And I love it when his son, after he starts losing his hair, he says, "Look, Dad, look what I got you." And he opens the floor, and there are sharks with fucking lasers on their head. And he's like, "You complete me." He looks at his son. You complete. Fucking love that. I wish they'd do another Austin Powers movie. I really do.
If they did, it'd be hilarious if they did a reboot and he was taking it way too seriously.
No reboots. I need to see Scott Evil as the head of the organization.
Daddy
Head
is
of Preparation
retired.
H.
and he's married some woman named Chloe.
Some
With wet feet.
stripper, a stripper. He needs to be married to a stripper.
No, it was a French prostitute named Chloe.
French
with wet
prostitute
feet.
named Chloe. And my father preferred a shorn scrotum. Let me go. Oh my
You
God.
should really see it. It's rather quite breathtaking. I had that entire speech memorized so many times because
I swear to God,
it's
that's so
it's
fucking
one of
funny
the
to me.
best written monologues in the history of cinema because it's how funny it is, but how seriously it's taken.
And by the way, that's apparently part of the contention between Mike Myers and what's his name?
Dana
The blonde guy,
Carvey.
Dana Carvey, because he said, what I was upset about is he took my impression of Lorne Michaels and turned it into Dr. Evil. And he didn't
Yep.
like that.
And if you want to see another Lauren Michaels, Kids in the Hall Brain Candy, the CEO guy who talks
Oh,
very
yeah.
funny. That's a Lauren Michaels.
Well, you know, he was a producer of the Kids in the Hall. That was the other show that he did.
Yep.
Hi,
Hey, hello.
Maria.
Hey, Maria.
Hello.
Yes. And
The show's just ending. We're wrapping up now because we talked about James Bond, and I went off on a tirade about cinematography and the difference between Ridley Scott and Stanley Kubrick when it came to lighting films, whereas both of them are master photographers, but one was a master at using natural light and the other one was a master at using artificial light. And so you have two movies that came out around the same time. Stanley Kubrick's Revolutionary War film. I just forgot his fucking name. Barry Lyndon. And you've got The Duelists. And as much as I enjoy watching Barry Lyndon, it's too fucking long. And it doesn't have really what I refer to as a solid story. It just sort of like a bending river just kind of flows around.
The
And
Duels, meanwhile, is a Conrad adaptation. So
it's a straightforward telling of a book. It was actually based on the book The Duelists. And
it's a short story.
Which is based on a true story. And all of the gunfights used in it are, you know, all the duels. So because they use different duels because it was in different periods of time. And it really happened. And you can find out who the real guys are by looking up the true story of The Duelists. And it's really incredible. And I tell people, if you want to watch a good movie, just a solid movie that's beautifully shot, Ridley Scott's first feature film, The Duelist, is an incredible film. And it is number 4 on my favorite films of all time.
If you did the actual historic one, you could almost do a damn TV series on it because that's how much the guy was obsessed with dueling. The one guy, like I think they fought, if not dozens, maybe even hundreds of duels. It's just an absurd story.
It's a ridiculous story. I mean, it's just, and finally at the end, he's like, I'm fucking old. I want to enjoy the rest of my fucking life, and I don't want you shadowing me for the rest of my life.
Yep.
Because he could have beat him at one point here or there, or something happened, an injury, whatever, stop the duel. And it just goes on and on and on till finally he says, I own you now at the end of the movie. And so for the first time in his life, the other main character in the story, played by Harvey Keitel, has to find meaning in his life. And he walks up on that cliff, man. Oh my God, that scene just blows me away every single time. And here, Marie, let me show you the image. This was so serendipitous because Ridley set the shot up and there were storm clouds in the sky. And it was nearing the end of the day. And all of a sudden, while they're filming, the sun broke the clouds and this happened on camera. And that is the last shot of the movie.
I love the way he phrased that thing. It's like from now on, You are a dead man, and you will treat me as such
Yep.
in all of your affairs.
And this is all he's had for a while, ever since Napoleon lost. His career was over. And so all he had was this passion for this fucking duel. It's fucking ridiculous, dude. It's ridiculous. By the way, I want to point out again at the end of this movie, it ended with James Bond will return in For Your Eyes Only, which was the intended next film until Star Wars happened. And it happened the same year as this movie. And Cubby Broccoli said, we have to make a sci-fi James Bond. And so they picked Moonraker, which makes the second Bond film to be made from the title of a book with nothing from the book really in the movie. And this was the first one to do that. And then the second one is Moonraker. And then Daniel Craig made one movie based on a book, and the rest of everything Daniel Craig made, not from the books. Nothing's from the books.
I mean, if you're adapting the books, it's basically an HBO series.
Well, that's what Keith and I have said for a long time, is that Netflix or Amazon, now that Amazon owns it, they need to do a series of the John Gardner books, the older Bond, because the Gardner books are really fucking good. In fact, that car flipping scene in Casino Royale is straight out of a scene from one of Gardner's books. And in the Gardner books, because Felix is still alive, but, he lost his hand and his arm to that shark attack in Live and Let Die. So basically, his daughter has grown up and she's recruited by the CIA. And she ends up working directly with Bond. And I think it's great. He gets to work with the second generation Leitner.
Oh, God, Sander.
It's better than Gary's jokes.
Well, Gary's allowed to tell dad jokes because he's a dad.
So
Are you a dad, Sander?
Oh, no, Shinaski. You're going woke on us. Only dad can do that jokes.
That's the joke.
Hold on a second. There was something I'm thinking about earlier. Where is it? There it is. Oh. Marie, I think you find this funny because I love Gina Carano. I'm a big supporter of Gina Carano. And I made this post yesterday, and it got some laughs, where I said, this really is the way Gina Carano pile drives Disney over Mandalorian firing with settlement and job offers. I wrote, that's the way you do it. Fuck them right back, get paid for it, and make them want to return for more. Wait, that did not sound right the way I said that.
It should make me
That's prostitution. That's prostitution.
Yep.
She is the highest paid actress in all of Star Wars now. Probably.
Well, I'm hoping that this means that Jon Favreau is going to get to do his that Marshals series he wanted to do, where she would go off and have adventures.
Rangers of the New Republic.
That's it, Rangers of the New Republic. I don't know if that'll ever happen. I don't know.
Who knows? Because obviously we're not going to see the settlement contract, but given some things, I'm sure the apology was part of it.
We may, unless it's stated that it can't be, because I haven't seen anything on it, that she's not allowed, that it's not allowed to publicly state what the settlement was. We may find out what the settlement was financially, and I'm going to expect that it was really good.
Eventually, because usually there's like case in point with Cameron and Terminator, when Harlan Ellison sued him, there's a stipulation of a period of time where he's not allowed to talk about it. So we'll probably eventually hear it, but there's probably a point where, as part of the settlement, neither party can talk about what happened for probably like 5 or 10 years.
That does happen quite often with the settlements. But I haven't heard anything about it, so I don't know, buddy. I just don't know
Gary,
right
are
now.
we going to
Yeah.
talk about this movie? People really want it, it seems.
I'm in another screen, so I don't know what you're talking about. What are you talking
For
about?
your eyes
For
only.
your eyes.
What are we
Yeah,
going to talk about? For your eyes only?
That's on the
Yeah,
list.
that's
Yeah.
next, right?
Well, I don't know. What do you think?
Ah. But I haven't seen
Now,
that
I
yet.
do find it interesting that the pistol is aimed at her, like past her thigh, not at her
Yeah.
crotch.
No, that's where his eyes are facing.
Yeah, he's aiming with his eyes, not with the gun.
And if I made a porno version of this, it would be for your pies only.
Oh,
Ah,
I was gonna joke. Your thighs only.
Oh, somebody
Size is good,
please
too.
end the show. Save us.
No.
The
Yeah,
punishment
you guys
So
will
have-
there's your-
you guys
continue
don't know
till
that,
Morale
but
approves.
we are not allowed
There's
to
your
be on
answer,
camera,
John.
so we can't blink twice for save us.
That's right. So y'all fucked. No, John, we will be doing Free Eyes Only next week, buddy. And once we're done with the run, what we're doing right now is I'm saying the best 2 or 3. And even though I'm not a big fan of the Craig films, I will be talking about 3 films because I really do like parts of Skyfall. I have so many problems with the script. I love Casino Royale, and I like the closure I got with Quantum of Solace. But I'm telling you, that was a huge regret. That film should have been called Spectre. And they fucked up. They should have waited. But the other thing they fucked up with is they didn't base any of the Craig movies after Casino Royale off the books, and that's a fuck up. A major fuck up. I love For Your Eyes Only. I fucking love it because it is my favorite Roger Moore film. It is. I think it is also the best Roger Moore film. This was voted by Bond fans the best. I don't agree with that. I think that For Your Eyes Only is the better film. I also love the cast in that movie too, a lot. So, but that's it. I guess we're gonna get the hell out of here. Anima's done. She's done.
No,
Stick a
it's
fork in her. She's
midnight.
done.
Midnight. I am.
Yep. Have a good rest.
I don't want to sit. I'm going to tell you, she's ready to go to bed, and I've got to tell you, there's a direction that she has to take to get to that bed, and that direction.
I've got 5 terrorists going southeast on Bacalacadaka Street.
That's right. She's got to go to Bacalacadaka Street. I don't care if you like that. That's tough shit.
We can end the show now.
We can end the show now.
Actually, I
Over.
would not
We'll
do
never
my
make
bed.
it, Gulliver. We'll never make it. All right, guys, we're the hell out of here. I hope everybody had fun. It was a fun show. I love talking about James Bond movies. And we will be getting to Sci-Fi Saturday, probably right after we're done with Bond. Bond will take all the way probably through the next month. And once we get through the main Bond films, once a month, we'll visit the other Bond films we didn't talk about, like Dr. No, and go back and do all of the Bond films, one film a month. I think that'll be a fair way to do it. But
Wait,
next week, we will be doing this movie.
Didn't you say you want to alternate between Sci-Fi Saturday and classic monster movies?
Wait. Was
I also said this,
Sci-Fi
that
and
once a month, I
Samurai.
want to do.
Wasn't it Sci-Fi and Samurai?
I don't know why I gave up sniffing glue. I really don't.
Well, you keep giving us different information.
I have not given you conflicting information. I want to do a Bond movie a month. I said this.
This is not about that.
twice before.
That's once a month.
But I want
You
to
told-
do. I want to rotate doing
Okay.
Sci-Fi Saturday and doing. It's just going to be a rotation. Whether it's evenly rotated, I don't fucking care. I want to do kung fu cinema. I want to do samurai cinema. I even would like to get to do Japanese crime cinema because I fucking love, like Sonatine. Oh, I fucking love anything with Beat Takeshi. By the way, and I was up for an hour in bed talking to Mac last night. all we talked about was Beat Takeshi movies.
I love
And
how insane he is.
Beat Takeshi, he's a comedian, and people like, how did he happen? He was invited to be in a movie, a crime movie. Gets invited to be in this Japanese crime action thriller, and then the director drops out, and he's left to direct and star in it. And he turns around and makes a great fucking movie. Who knew that this comedian could fucking do fucking crime thriller and be like one of the best Japanese filmmakers going?
Well, I got a similar thing.
What's he best known for? Do you know what Beat Takeshi is best known for?
Takeshi's Castle.
You got it, buddy. Takeshi's Castle, which when it got brought to the U.S. was called something else. And everybody saw it was on Comedy Central, and they would put American voices to these Japanese actors, and these people would jump on these giant fucking puzzles and things knocked into water.
Most Extreme Elimination Challenge, yeah.
That's it.
Romano.
Most Extreme Elimination Challenge was originally Beat Takeshi, and that or Takeshi's Castle, and Beat Takeshi is the guy always on the left, the announcer.
Yeah.
Oh no! If you want something really nuts with them, check out Beat Takeshi's NES game, which is specifically designed to piss the player off.
I have never done that one, and I don't know if I could handle that.
No. You do not want to play it. It is literally a troll game.
That's all there.
You get to the point where it's the end goal because the game you're supposed to get to this dig treasure. Right as you're about to get to the treasure, the game screen goes black, and it's just a picture of Beat Takeshi's head. And if you wait 30 minutes, then it goes, "This game isn't very good." And then that's it. It's just a screen of Beat Takeshi's head.
So podcasters should do what they want. No, I agree with you. This becomes work when I'm doing stuff that I don't enjoy doing. And that's why I like doing what we're doing. I couldn't do the after Mikey died, Mikey Sutton. I couldn't do the news talk. You'll hear me talk occasionally about things because I still stay in the know. I talk to those guys, but I'm just not interested. We get enough people talking about it. I want to talk about something I love to talk about: movies and television. And one of Anima's of my favorite things to do is hang out and watch movies and TV together. That's date night. Just hanging out watching fun shit.
Every day, actually.
Yeah.
We hang out and watch stuff.
That makes me happy. I just love watching movies and talking about them and TV shows, good TV shows. By the way, Sci-Fi Saturday likely won't. No, it will not start until we're done with this run of the best Bond films. And it's hard for me to say that with Craig, but I will say the best 3 Bond films with Craig are the first 3. After that, I just fucking unbearable. It's fucking unbearable. With moments of awesome, unbearable. Killing Felix Leiter fucking pissed Keith and me off.
Moments are not enough for me to watch a movie.
Talk about the movie news that interests you. The movie news I want to talk about is fucking movies. And by the way, next Saturday, we will be talking about our review. We'll do our review. Shinatsky, Martin, and I, and maybe somebody else. I don't know who will join us. Next Saturday morning, we'll just talk for an hour. And we're going to give our reviews. I'm going to hint at it right now. One of us didn't like it.
Oh?
One of us didn't like it at all. I don't know who. Oh, we all have to wait until next Saturday to find out which one of us hated that fucking movie. One of us hated it. I'm not going to say who it was. So,
and now everybody thinks it's me.
We're going to get out of here.
I don't even know what the movie is.
All right. We're going to be talking about weapons next Saturday. Yeah. We're going to do a 1-hour review of weapons.
You know that thing Roger Moore doesn't like.
Yeah, weapons.
No, you should say the time too, Gary, because that's going to be the 11 a.m.
If we do a show Saturday mornings, it's always going to be a 1-hour show at 11 o'clock in the morning till noon. And then I want to get out of here. I just want to pop on and say hi to everybody and give our thoughts on something. And that one's going to be a review day, because I wouldn't mind doing it this morning, but there's too much going on today for me, and I just couldn't do it. But I wanted to make sure Martin had seen it, and I want to make sure. Now I think Shinatsky's already seen it, right?
Yeah, I talked to you. Remember?
Yeah. Because I remember, dude, I was late. I apologize. I don't remember what we talked about. I got to be honest. I was so fucking
Yeah,
tired.
welcome to my
It's like
world, Gary.
it's like you talked about those great male loves that you had, and I said it's all right. You can continue struggling with your homosexuality. It's okay.
I know. I talked to you, but I always talk to you about how do you milk your own glands.
So Shiransky, any promises that were made are invalid.
Are invalid. But Deleted says he will see it this week, so he can join us next Saturday.
Yeah,
we
that's
can do
fine. Okay.
we can do a
hoping to
little
go tonight,
review.
yeah.
We're not going to do long. We'll make it all quick and concise and get to the point. No spoilers. But we will tell you whether we liked it and if we felt that it pulled off what it needed to pull off in the storytelling process.
And you really want me to watch it, right?
No, I don't. I told you the whole story so you don't have to. Anyway,
Okay.
we're out of here, guys. Love y'all. Have a
Peace.
great
See you Monday.
Saturday, and we will see you again
Bye.
on Monday for a little movie about a guy trying to pick up his kid over the weekend called
Yeah.
Taken. And and they go on an adventure in Paris.
That
It's a Disney
that's the
movie.
problem Liam Neeson has. Everyone's always taking his stuff.
I know. Sorry, guys. We're trying to end the movie.
Well, we're waiting.
All right, I'll end it there. All right, guys. We'll see you on Monday. Have a happy weekend. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Y'all come back now, you hear?